What's up, guys? D-Rock1992 here. For this next video and for my next movie review, I'm going to be talking about a baseball movie that I recently saw that I grew up with. I really enjoyed this film a lot, and I've watched it a few times anyway. And this baseball movie is Rookie of the Year. Came out in 1993. And it stars a young Thomas Ian Nicholas as the main character. A young 12-year-old kid for the Chicago Cubs. I'll talk more about the plot in just a minute. Some other well-known names are in the supporting cast. Gary Busey, Dan Hedaya, and Daniel Stern. Daniel Stern also directed this film, and John Candy, the late great John Candy, who is uncredited in this film, who appeared. So Rookie of the Year is about this young kid. He's a big Chicago Cubs fan, breaks his arm, or fractures his arm, breaks it and all that. He's in a cast and everything. When the cast comes off, they figure out that his, I believe his tendons healed a little too tightly. So it allows the young kid, his name's Henry Rowengartner, played by Thomas Ian Nicholas. So Henry can cock his arm back, and he can throw with extreme force. He can throw really hard. So he's discovered, and he becomes a young pitcher, a very young pitcher, the youngest player in the big leagues, in big league history for the Chicago Cubs. He has to handle fame. He has to handle fame, success, he has to handle his teammates not really liking it at first that a young kid's going to be playing with them, being a teammate and all that. So that basically is the plot of the film. Gary Busey plays a pitcher who's kind of the mentor. He's a mentor figure for young Henry Rowengartner. Dan Hedaya plays kind of the antagonist of the film. He's the general manager of the Cubs. Daniel Stern plays a very crazy out there pitcher or equipment manager. It's a pretty silly, funny role. Daniel Stern's probably best known for playing Marv, one of the wet bandits in the Home Alone movies, the first two. John Candy also appears in this film uncredited as the play-by-play announcer for the Cubs. And you also get some cameos from baseball players. The great Barry Bonds appears. Bobby Bonilla, who was a baseball player. And Pedro Guerrero also appears in this film in a cameo as a baseball player. So I have to say, I really do enjoy Rookie of the Year a lot. I think it's a very good film. It's a kid film for sure. It's definitely it's one I grew up with, and it's a nostalgia type film for me. And I still enjoy it today. I mean, is it really cheesy? Yes, it is pretty cheesy, but it's a good kind of cheesy type film, Is it a great film? No, probably not, But I think it's a very good film, and enough for me to give it 4 out of 5 stars. I think, like I said, this is a nostalgia film. It's a film that takes me back. I remember watching it when I was a little kid and really enjoying it. So yeah, I enjoy this movie. I enjoy this movie a lot. I think Thomas Ian Nicholas does a good job as the young kid, a good job in this movie as a child actor. I believe this was his first movie as well. I think Rookie of the Year was his first ever film. And, or no, it was his second film, actually. And he does a good job. Gary Busey does a good job. Dan Hedaya does a good job as the antagonist in the film. Daniel Stern plays an incredibly over-the-top character that's endearing. And John Candy does a good job as the uncredited comedic appearance in the film, another comedic appearance. So, yeah, and again, 4 out of 5 stars for me. I really enjoyed this film, and I would absolutely recommend it if you're into watching baseball movies, for sure. So that's it for this video, and this review on Rookie of the Year, D-Rock 1992, out.